Hello and welcome to the fan cams. After the Blues get done at the death at the hands of the Western Bulldogs. 11 goals, 9, 75 to 12 goals, 11, 83. Happy Friday, everyone. Oh, man. You know, it's just like watching the inevitable happen. I was just talking to Blues.AFL on Instagram and he summed it up perfectly. It's like, you know, it's about to happen. And you doubt, you just don't want to believe that it's happening, but it's happening. Kemp kicks 5, Young kicks 3, DeConing dominates, Hewitt dominates, Jack Silvani was great in defense, and like it's just not enough. Oh, mate, this is all fucked up. Oh my goodness. Anyway, welcome to the fan cams. If you're new to the fan cams, this is just, it's like talkback radio with video. Really, it gets real. It gets really sad and emotional here. But I don't know if that's, I don't know what tonight will be. It'll be whatever it'll be. It'll be a lot of repeating the same thing that we've been saying the last couple of weeks. But, and then I'll invite you guys to come on and share your thoughts. I'm going to put the link in the chat shortly. Come on and have your say if you'd like to, or if you just want to sit and listen, you're welcome to. Mate. Andy.
Terry. We're no fucking good, bro. There's no other way to put it.
Khalas, bro. They're no good, man.
No. We're done. We can't run out games. I don't care what Voss says. Voss is delusional, bro. This was very, very, very bad. And you know what? Every single one of us saw it coming. That's the thing. We all knew it was coming at some point. I turned to my missus, bro, halfway through the second quarter, and I said to her, we're already tired. We're already fucking tired. But we kicked a couple goals, and I thought, maybe. But it just, yeah, we're no good, bro. We're no good. We're no good.
I felt like I felt like go.
Nah, bro, go.
I was gonna say I felt at a quarter time. I'm like, oh, I really needed quarter time. I was like, wow, I really needed them to do that. You know, it's out of our control. We can't do anything. We're fans. We're on this side of the fence, and I really felt like at quarter time, like that's exactly what I felt I needed. I was feeling so much tension from throughout the day, and I'm like, all right, well, they're locked in. And then they just chip away, the Dogs.
Yeah. We're so easy to play against, bro. We're just so easy. Just wear us out, and you're just going to run all over us. You know? But if you told me at the start of the day that Brody Kemp's going to kick 5 and Lewis Young will kick 2 or 3, however many he kicked, I'll tell you, bro, there's no chance we're losing. No chance. And somehow we find ways to lose. Like we tried things and we still lost, you know, like, and they worked. These things worked. And we still found a way to lose. This was almost a repeat of last year's game too, where we were up in the first and we looked good and they didn't take their chances in the first, and then everything just flipped, you know, except we just stuck around a bit more this time. We looked out on our feet, bro. We don't look like an AFL ready side. And that concerns me more than anything. Like, you can talk about coaching, you can talk about whatever you want, but we play like we're not AFL ready.
Yeah.
We play like a VFL side who's just going to run out of legs. And it's shocking, bro. It's shocking. The same ball inside 50 over and over again. Over and over again. Like, come on, man. Change it up. Do something. Think about something. Like, I don't know. But thank God for Wiedering. Like, Wiedering, if you take Wiedering, and we get flattered week in, week out by the scoreline because Wiedering saves us 10 goals, right? A game. You take him out of our side, out of our defense, and we are actually cooked defensively. We already kind of are. But on every line today, there was just bad. There was bad on every line, you know? And yeah, you can take out positives. Of course, you can take out positives. But now's not the time for positives, I don't think. Like, this isn't the time for positives. This is the time to call them out. This is the time to really address what is going on. During the week, everybody who created any form of Carlton content was kind of brought up the list, the management of the list, the recruitment, everybody kind of touched on it. And this is just another example of how we've just got it so wrong. We've got the game plan so wrong, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we've got everything wrong. We're playing this old style. We're not fit enough for it. We're just not fit enough. And we're getting exposed week in, week out. I don't know.
It's crazy because you see the little glimpses. I mean, Zach Williams, I haven't seen Zach Williams run and bounce that ball like that in years. I'm like, okay, sure, great, okay. Like, I'm trying to grab, I'm trying my best to grab onto something, and I see it, and then it just disappears.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jack Silva, I thought he was fucking brilliant tonight.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's just not working. Like, we've got individual brilliance, but it's not clicking as a team. It's just not.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard people complaining about the umpiring. It's like, this goes way deeper than umpiring, you know?
Yeah.
It's the problems are intrinsic. They're just, wow, bro, we are so far off it. We are just so far from good right now.
It's like,
yeah.
it's soulless.
Soulless. That is the best way to fucking put it, Terry. We are soulless right now.
There's no essence. Like, it ignites. You activate Charlie. He's the spirit. Like, it's there, and then it just dries up. It's like you put toast in a toaster. You think, yeah, put it a little bit more, and then it's fucking burnt.
Yep.
And then it stinks. And then you try and like put butter over it because you're like, you know what? I'll just put a lot of butter. It might like cover up how burnt this toast is, and it's fucking burnt toast.
It's cooked. It's done. It's fucking black.
And then you're like, you know what? Maybe some avocado, maybe some Nutella, a bit of sweet on it, and it's still burnt, and it just like it's got this like disgusting taste in your mouth.
Bro, this is so yuck. Like, this is the fucking worst. This is worse. This is the worst case. Like, we have started this season in the worst way possible. And I'm not in the mood to hear anybody talk about upside. I'm not in the mood to hear anybody talk anything positive tonight. And I'm sure you'll cop it tonight. People will call in, and good, you know, if that's what people are into, positivity, hats off to you. I envy that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can't tonight. Like, I really can't. I'm just tonight. I don't want anything positive. Like, bro. Did you see Michael Voss in the presser? He was smiling and laughing, bro.
I haven't seen it. I was actually sitting on the bench. Sorry, on the bench. I was not sitting on the bench. I was sitting behind the bench.
On the ground.
I was sitting like behind the bench. I had the perfect view all night. And then Vossi came down like in the fourth quarter, and then there was a little bit there. I don't know if it showed on the broadcast or whatever, but they just couldn't get Walsh, Charlie, and maybe one more, maybe Jackson. They just couldn't get them on, and it became frustrating. And And then I just see Voss, and I just see so many people talking to him, and I'm like, wait, who's the coach?
Yeah. 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 There's so much happening on our bench, bro, in the coaches like department. And you're right. Who's coaching? Who's the coach? Well, because there's clearly issues within that box. There are clear issues. And does Voss have the final say? Like, does he have the full reins? Because it doesn't look like it. And again, like, we're just spectators. We don't know how it's run. We don't know the inner sanctum. But from the outside, Terry, it looks cooked.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a burnt piece of toast. That's what I love that analogy. It's a fantastic way to put it, because that's exactly what it is. This club has a stench to it right now, and it seems like every single week there's something. There's just something. And it was always going to be tough coming to this season, considering how bad our off season was off the field. You know, and you can point the finger at so many people, but the one I'd be pointing at first and foremost is Mr. Luke Sayers, because he put his eggplant on the internet, and you know, considering Carlton respects and Carlton this, where was his apology? Where was his any form of accountability? There was nothing from him. And to me, it all started there. The stench started there. If it's coming from your president, and you're sacking presidents in the, I don't care if you resigned, however they wanted to word it, however they wanted to word it, you cannot start a season like that or go into a season like that and expect good results. You just can't. And it's unfolding right in front of our eyes. It's just it accumulates, and eventually it's just gonna pop, and it's popping. It's popping in all its glory right now.
Oh,
No pun intended, Luke says.
the Carlton collapse. It's back. Mars
We're
uses
here,
the phrase crumble, the apple crumble. It just
Oh, I can't believe it, bro. But you've been doing, I say this every time, you've been doing fan camps for years, and we're back here. We saw light. I swear, bro, we got a taste of it. We got a little taste, and that's it. We peaked. We've clearly peaked. Oh, yeah. I don't know, bro. I feel for you on nights like this, but also, like, it's good because you get to kind of get it off your chest with other people, and it's a lot for you to put on your shoulders, you know, after a loss like this. So I commend you, bro, for doing it, as always. I hope everybody who jumps on fan cams tonight just really gets it off their chest.
same.
You know, and just get it off your chest. Let everybody know how you feel. And you know what? Tomorrow's a new day.
See you at the MCG Thursday night, Collingwood.
Course,
fucking, oh, mate.
I'm scared,
Can't
bro.
wait.
I'm scared.
Petrified.
Like, they already have us by the balls. They've already got us mentally.
Yep.
They could break us. This could be, bro, it could be the worst thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. Can't believe it, bro. We're here again.
Yeah. A generation just
Yeah.
gaslit into another rebuild as well. Like, just gaslit.
Yeah.
Like, just absolutely, fundamentally gaslit.
A pick 51, bro. Dominated us tonight.
Davidson?
Yeah.
Superstar.
Pick 51, bro.
Superstar. Sam Davidson. My hat goes off to you, young man.
Just a star, bro.
Yeah.
All Australian. Give him the Brownlow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. Thank you as always.
No worries.
Appreciate it, man. Good luck tonight, bro. Go Blues.
Yeah. Joe.
Fuck. Mate.
Uh,
Do you remember when I was cooking steak on the fan cams?
steak on the fan cams. He's cooking steak on the fan cams. Yep.
Fuck me, man. Oh my god. It's just like this is like purgatory. I feel like this is just gonna be like this forever.
Bro, it's round 3.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What are they fucking doing to us, man? What the fuck are they doing to us? It's just a waste of time at this point.
Yep.
We had 4 goal kickers tonight. 4.
Did we?
4 goal kickers tonight. We have started the year being plus 46 in first halves on the scoreboard, minus 89 in second halves. There isn't a single good thing to say. We're just fools, man. All of us, just fools. After the first quarter, I turned to Dan and Jules and I said, this actually looks very good. And Dan corrected me. He goes, it's not very good. It's just fine. And I went, all right, well, it's good for now. Lo and behold. Fuck, man. Like that next week, that is the breaking point. That just is.
Yeah, it just is. It's
There's
got
no
like
world.
just
There's no world where we win next week. There's just not. Like, let's all come to the realization now. Forget about the fucking positivity throughout the week and let's get up for Thursday and this and that. Fuck it. There is no world. We have no shot next week. Remember Bolton? Remember that Essendon game at the G?
2019.
It's got that written all over it. Same energy, same vibe, man, going into this game. Like, just... Oh, it's making me shudder thinking about next week already.
Can't wait to watch it live at the MCG as well.
I mean, that's it. Like, this is where I'm at, and it's sad. It's like I'm going now to see how bad it can get. Like, honestly, think about how fucking sad that is.
You know, it's like going to the footy is a lifestyle. You know, you build a habit becomes a lifestyle. Like I go to games now. I you can catch the train in and you just see it on people's faces. It's like we all kind of subconsciously, it's written on our faces like, oh, what am I walking into? But we go because it's so ingrained in our being.
Oh man, fucking hell. This is as bad as I've ever seen it. Ever. It's like this. I honestly think this is the worst. I think this is the worst. Because of the expectation. It has to be the worst because of the expectation on this group.
Yeah.
This is the most successful group that we've seen in 25 years. Made a prelim. So, like, if that was it, like, I just can't. Me and Dan used to say how good's it going to be. We'll see a flag in our 20s. And now I'm sitting here, and I said to him tonight, I can't even tell you if I'm going to see a flag in my 30s.
I don't think we'll see a flag, bro.
No.
I don't think we'll see one.
I think that's it. I think this group has said, this is this group saying to everyone, that's it. We gave you everything. for 14 weeks in 2023. Lightning in a bottle. Because outside of that, it's been pretty bad. Pretty bad. Honestly, I haven't done it yet, but I might do this as an exercise. I wouldn't mind seeing the record outside of from that Gold Coast game up until the Geelong game last year. It would have to be probably the poorest in the AFL, next to West Coast and North, over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That's the reality, man. They're just shit.
And it's not just them; it's the whole joint.
Oh, God.
It's the whole thing, you know. And the players obviously cop the brunt of it, and I'm mindful of that. You know, they're the ones that put the show on, and you know, a lot of things will get directed at them as players and individuals. But there's so many faces and just mediocre people who run the club.
Yeah,
just mediocre, man.
Should the players not cop it at this point? Come on, man.
No, everyone, man. It's like it's everyone.
I know, but
the whole lot.
We're talking about a big core of this playing list that has played under 3 coaches now, and you can't get the job done. And your Brownlow medalists, and your Coleman medalists, and your Gary Ayres medalists, and your All Australians, and you're this, and like, what are you fucking doing? Honestly, man, what are you doing? You're pissing away your careers, all of you. You have pissed away good careers. Why? I don't know. I don't have the answer anymore, Tez. I just don't. And I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of coming up with reasons and excuses for this playing list now. I'm over it, mate. I'm so sick of it. It's 10 years with the same core. And I'm not putting it on them, but for fuck's sake, it has to come on you at some point where we all go, you know what? You're not good enough. It has to. How can you not face that accountability after 10 years? At some point, it has to come back on them. I get it. I understand it's a sensitive topic. I understand. I'm not saying that they're rubbish people. They're all fantastic people. At football at the moment, and for the better part of the last 10 years, you haven't shown anything other than being mediocre. And your win-loss record, all of them, shows that. Some of them are under 30% still. Some of them are under 40% still. Even with a modicum of success that we've seen over the last year or so, or 2 years. That is deplorable, mate. It's deplorable. And yes, it stems further than that. It does stem further than the players. It stems into administration. It stems into coaches, assistant coaches. There's so many things that you feel like need to change as part of the club. But, mate, I'm sick of the excuses for these fucking players. It's piss poor. The execution is piss poor. We had a moment tonight in the fourth quarter. Ollie Hollands busted his ass to stop a transition on his own. Busted his ass. We got the ball back. Did everything right. There was a transition. It got to Lewis Young on the half forward line, and we cocked it up. And it went the other way, and and they scored. It's a 2-goal swing. That is, if we are any other team in that position, we bury the Dogs. That's it. That's your fucking game right there. There is no one other than the final execution within that play that you cannot put the accountability on anyone other than the playing group. What were you doing in that moment? What were you thinking? Because you did all of the hard work, you did everything right, and then you made it look really difficult at the end. Other teams don't make it look difficult. Jack Silvani tonight, yes, he was fantastic, right? And again, I'm not here to pop players, but I'm using this as an example. That 5th Brodie Kemp goal, the build up to that, okay? I was sitting directly behind that passage of play down the corridor. I swear to you, Tez, Silvani gets the ball. He's looking fat side of the ground for like 5 seconds. We are screaming at him, corridor. Have a look. They're lining up. There's 3 of them lining up. It took him 5 seconds to realise. There was no instinct. There was nothing. We almost cocked that up. I saw it for what it was. We make it so hard, man. So hard. And I refuse to believe that these players can't take accountability for this at this point. You have to. Because if you don't, nothing will change on field. It's up to you at this point. You've got to look each other in the eye. You've got to be better. You have got to be, at this point, way better at accepting that things need to change. Because if you don't, you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again, and we're seeing it week in and week out. It is embarrassing, mate. Far out, Tez. It's embarrassing, man. 45,000 of us show up again tonight. Almost packed the joint out. We're 0-3. What are we doing? I have tried to be so positive. I really have, Tez. I just can't. I can't anymore, man. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's grim.
Fuck. Oh, man.
I'm going to move because there's heaps of people waiting, but
Yeah, get them on.
well, you articulate yourself very well. I love it.
Good luck tonight, mate.
Much love, mate.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yas or Jim?
Well said, Joe, by the way. That was very good to listen to.
It was.
I agree we can't excuse the players, but I'm not excusing the players, but this is on coaching, mate. I'm sorry. It just is just my view. Go back and have a look at some things that happened tonight, and you just see, we just break down, and what is being asked of the players is unreasonable in regards to they're in the wrong positions constantly. They've got to work so hard to get back. They've got to work so hard to get forward. They're out of position. No one to kick too forward of the ball. It's hard to watch. If it was any other team, you would sit there and go, fuck, they're wooden spooners. But we know Richmond are that bad, but we beat them. I'm sorry, they beat us. So we're in the worst form in the AFL. But we also have to deal in facts as well. We have 2 Coleman medalists and a dual Brownlow medalist. We have all Australians on every line, and yet they play that fuckery of a game style. So I want to deal with facts here, and those are the facts. You insert those players, I truly believe this, into another team, that nucleus that we have into another side with a better coach and good systems, and they will win multiple flags. Okay, I'm not just saying that because I like the players. It's got nothing to do with that. I watched the game tonight. I took notes. That is on coaching. That was absolutely fucked. That was shit. What do you think about our game style being at the game? What did you notice about structure? Because there's a lot I can't see on TV. But, mate, start of the game, Zach Williams is running out of half back, but he starts in our forward line. Yes, it looks fantastic, and it was a great run. All right? But that is not sustainable if we're asking this bloke to do that in the 4th quarter. He's going to end up running 25 kilometers. It doesn't make sense. You look at poor George Hewitt, 7 minutes to go on the 4th quarter. So Sam Doherty handballs it back, perfect defensive play, got to go back to go forwards. Handball to the backman who's got eyes up, sees everything, right? George looks, nowhere to go. U-turn, bad footy, goes to go back, nowhere to go. Kicks on his left to the boundary, like a little chip into the boundary, goes out of bounds. The game's in the balance, 75-71, and we're doing that? Mate, if you're that unsure, George, boot the ball in the fucking stands and kick it out in the full, reset, and get your structure right. Because that is just... Watching that, mate, that is coaching. That is structure breakdown. And if he can't get that right as a senior coach, doesn't matter what players you got. You put all the greats in that side, but if they're asked to play that way, they ain't winning anything, man. But what did you see from the actual game?
what did I see from the game? What did I notice that stood out to me? You know, the passage of play that Joe was just talking about.
Yep.
We took 5 kicks to advance the ball. And they all hit their targets, fair enough. And then Lewis Young, by the way, Lewis Young I thought he was excellent tonight, but it just, on this occasion, it didn't happen. He turned it over with that last kick, and we took 5 kicks to get to our forward 50, and they took 2 kicks to get into their forward 50.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the numbers. It's just painful. And like I said earlier, the big moment that stood out to me tonight, because I was sitting behind the bench, was just that passage of 10 minutes where they couldn't get the boys on. And there are even moments where De Koning's tried to get on, and like there's miscommunication between. So I'm right behind De Koning. He's calling Lewis Young, and he couldn't get it on because Lewis Young's like, oh, but he's got to move, and just miscommunication. And then I'm watching Vossi, and I'm like, wow, he's got Greaves, Newman, barking instructions, this, that. And then you got the club psychologist sitting in the corner, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, it's just words like just flying everywhere, and it just looks messy on the coaches, well, not box, on the bench. I never usually sit behind the bench. It just so happened I was tonight, and it just looked like it was too much information happening at once. It just looked like, and maybe that's just incorrect. And during a game, you're in the battle, and of course there's information coming from everywhere, but no sense of calm. And I mean, now I'm at the point. I really thought we'd win today. I really did. Genuinely thought we'd win. I thought at the end of the day, all the bullshit that's happened, we've been speaking for so long, but eventually football comes through, and you know, the football is the equalizer. But I don't know if these boys love each other. I don't know if I don't know if it's a brotherhood. I don't know if it's a family. You know, I don't know.
They don't play for each other. Like, there are teams, Collingwood, they play for each other. You know, they get around each other, little things, little high fives. Yeah. It is a job. That's what it's like watching Carlton. We rock up, we get paid. We've been told to do this. We'll do this. Then it breaks down, and for me, it's going to play out only one way now. After round 11, I don't even know who we have in round 11. But after round 11, we'll have the bye in round 12. The lad's going to get sacked in round 12, mate. We cannot avoid it. We cannot avoid it. It's 4th year. We know what our team's like.
I think it might be round 10 or 11, around about there. We play Geelong.
Ooh.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to wheel them out. I'm going to wheel out the fucking legends, mate, in their wheelchairs, mate. I reckon they'll be 80. Wheeled out in wheelchairs. We'll be like 50, hell. 60, and they'll still be wheeling them out.
Well, they are. They will. You're right. They're going to wheel out 1995 Cup. They're going to have it there, if that's the case, because it'll be for 30 years.
Oh, mate.
Fuck. Oh, it's such malakas. The whole thing. Oh, I can't. What a mess. But yeah, so I can see it. Writing's on the wall for the bloke. He's cooked. So anyway, well, we've got Collingwood to look forward to next week. That'll be fun.
6-day break. Can't wait. They're coming off a bye, fully rested, fully prepared.
Fuck. Anyway, man, enjoy your night, dude. I'm gonna watch it all. I need it. It's fucked.
I love you, dude. Fucking much love.
I love you, man. Love you too.
Spread the love around, man. Oh dear. Paolo. Fuck Paolo, mate. Bro. What? Bro. Fucking hell, mate. I'm rocking in my chair. I'm like, I'm going insane.
Yeah, look, I've got my packet of popcorn. I've got my cup of coffee. And
mate,
I've got the third one. I've got the third one. You're going to love this one. You're going to love this one, right? Hold on. There he is. There he is. The container scheme can with the 16 cups. You little beauty. Even the puppet can gets to celebrate 16 cups.
Oh, mate.
Oh, dearie me. Dearie.
Pack it up.
Dear me.
Pack it up, mate. Pack it up.
Oh God, that was bad again. It's, I've been telling people this week that, and it's so true. And the first 3 games have been the exact same. We've changed so much at the club, but everything just stays the same. The more things change, the more they stay the same at the moment. So, the frustrating thing is that we have let go of leads on 3 occasions because we just don't know. We don't know how to handle it. That's it. That's it. Simple. The players don't know how to handle it. You just informing everybody there about what you saw with regards to the communication in the last quarter. So if the people on the sideline who are supposed to be the leaders are frantically rushing, trying to get things sorted, what hope in hell do the blokes on the field have? Summed up beautifully when the game was on the line and we were chasing it with 2.5 minutes to go. Tom de Koning has the ball 70 meters out and he panics and he rushes and he frantically disposes of the ball because he knows that it's slightly getting away from us and he knows that the Bulldogs are on top, and he completely skews the kick off his instep because he was panicked, he was rushed, and he turned the ball over. And that is the flavour of the Carlton Football Club at the moment. Inefficiency everywhere. And look, you know what? Like, everybody will say the coach. And look, he's clearly not. He's clearly not the guy. And you know, I actually do feel for him to a certain point, but it's just everything's not good enough. Everything is not good enough. The messaging, the vision, the players, the coaches, the board. You heard stories during the board that from people on the board who said after the Richmond game, all we needed to do was try harder. If that, heck, just summarize that quote. Someone with executive power at the Carlton Football Club uttered the words,
Oh, well.
after we were 41 points up against Richmond, that all we needed to do was try harder. That's all we need to do. Get the flowers out, get the daffodils out, get the roses out, get the glasses out, the navy blue rose-coloured glasses, and just tell the boys that all we need to do in my executive role is that we need to try harder. That's all we need to do as a football club. Don't worry about the details of D50 stoppage. Don't worry about the details of ball movement. Don't worry about the details of the messaging and the vision that you have as a football club. All we need to do is try harder. That's all we need to do, Terry. From executive management at the football club, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The weird, like I think I said it earlier, the weird part, I mean, there were many weird parts about tonight.
Oh, yes.
It just looked good.
Yeah, that's all we do, though.
It lures you in. Like, it lures you in to believe, yeah, this is like Kempy, you're fucking good on you. Like, you know, like some of that ball movement, some of those passages of play, even de Koning, I thought early in the game, like he wasn't blazing away as much. He was lowering his eyes. And then that 3/4 time period happens. And then, you know, that real heat of, you know, maybe they're out there thinking about the result a bit like, oh, we can't lose this game, 0-3. And then the blazing away starts. That passage of play towards the end, I think Cripps, oh, mate, lace out to Buku Kamas.
Beautiful.
But he cut the angle like it was, I guess it was the right move, and he just didn't execute, you know, in that moment. You know, this is a champion player we're talking about. I'm lost, mate. I'm lost because I really did like a lot of what I saw at times tonight.
No. I don't think lost is the right word on your end. We know where we are. We're not good enough. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. That's the spot we're in at the moment. They're not good enough. Coaches, players, board, the whole club, not good enough. Right? In all departments. Strength and conditioning, everywhere. Everywhere's just not good enough. Standards are on the floor.
Yeah.
And I've got things online that I've been looking at post game. I watched back the post game press conference on the way back, and there's a sense of ease at the moment, which really worries me because that's probably a sense of apathy to a certain point. And look, this is not me singling out Adam Chera, right? Because I thought he was okay tonight. He's actually had not a bad start to the season, but it just shows you where our standards are at the moment. And this would be the messaging that he's getting off the coaches. So he, and I quote, "Be prepared for this, right? And tell me what you think. It's 3 weeks in a row we've defended really well and kept teams to really low scores, but we just haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard ourselves." I saw another kick-in goal tonight. I saw 3 defensive 50 stoppage goals, which were unforgivable tonight. I saw the Bulldogs easily move the ball from their back half to their front half without being touched on numerous occasions. Now, if that's the standard of defending well, we are in a serious bit of froth and bubble, my friend. The standards are on the floor at the moment. That's the problem. And the way we play. And again, it was just a carbon copy of what we have seen for so long. This is not just 3 games. Everything, even during our runs, everything does seem quite laborious. Everything does seem strenuous. It's never ever easy. All our defending is scrappy. All our goals are so hard to come by. We leave so many goals out on the park as well. And funnily enough, we hit the front with 5 minutes to go. We just can't see it out. We can't see it out because they're not good enough. And people will reference the fitness too. It's nothing to do with fitness. They're asked to do so much in the first 70, 75, 80 minutes of the game. Just look at the numbers. All our prime ball movers got the ball. Our key forwards kicked 8 goals between them. Lewis Young chipped in 2, right? So they fired. Our midfielders got our hands on the ball. De Koning found the ball 28 times. Wiedering was phenomenal again. Darcy didn't do a hell of a lot. Norton didn't do a hell of a lot. All their key pillars were stopped. But because they are a better team, they are able to get the job done. We are a team of individuals. Look at the accolades that we have. All our accolades are individual awards, and our individual talent has masked and hidden the problems at the club for a long time now. And you can only hide those problems for so long. And now they've been made to manifest themselves out on the football field. So again, there's no point getting angry, because if the people at the club can't see what's going wrong and they just think that we need to try harder, well, what hope do we have unless we continue to push harder and continue for them to raise the level and raise the standards? But unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing at the moment. And that's a big issue.
How do you think the next 6 days plays out?
The next 6 days at the club.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the natural question is, okay, how do you see it playing out in like 2-3 months? But
yeah,
I reckon I'm hanging on day by day at this point. Like I did fan cams earlier today, like the game day stream. And I was I finished it. I was like, I should not have done that. That was just like, that wasn't it. At this point, I'm just like,
why is that?
As it just felt. I mean, the tension was there. The tension was there.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Joel sends a message, by the way. He says he's not coming on tonight, and he says to send everyone his regards. He was spot on. He's like, "There's no way we're winning."
On your Joel, good man, and he was right. And he has been.
Joel was right.
He's been spot on for this whole time. Sam Davidson, young third game player, has 31 disposals, 606 meters gained, and looks right at home. And we don't have that type of player. We don't have a third gamer who's going to come in and tear a game to shreds and look confident in possession. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of blokes in the team who just aren't good enough. I think Akers looks past it, back surgery. We know he's never really been a great kick. He completely butchers the ball. He can't find space now as well. Even he's starting to panic. And again,
McGovern.
Yeah. Oh, what's his problem?
What's going on with him?
Wow.
He's, you know, a Space Jam when the Monstars, they come and take the NBA players' talents and they forget how to play. To be fair, I
Someone-
mean, like
No,
he started
no.
looking a no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No,
he
he
like he
didn't.
fumbled the ball early. No, actually,
was
no,
up
he
there.
didn't. He didn't even.
I was
Nah.
up there.
Fucking hell.
How can you positively spin that? It just Kemp kicks 5, Charlie kicks 3, Young kicks 2. Chera has the ball nearly 30 times. De Koning has the ball nearly 30 times. Hewitt has a really good game. Wiedering's on the top of his game. Their 2 keys barely have a sniff all night. We still lose. It'll only get worse from here. Tell me now, what changes can you make that will rectify this? Personnel. What is it?
And this is the thing. I mean, throughout the week, it's like I'll play Ashton Moyer. Okay.
Okay, right. Great.
Okay. Play Lemmy.
Yeah, that's gonna help.
Where's the where's the soul? That's the word of the night. Like where is the soul of the place? Like it's intangible. Like I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah, the soul of the
like
place.
the-
No.
what-
The soul of the place was sold a long, long time ago, and we're like, you know what we're like? We're like a dead whale carcass at the moment. Right? Whale is beautiful and pristine, and then parasites get a hold of it and munch it away, and then it becomes this ugly, leftover, big, dormant, dead bit of flesh and bone and skeleton that's just left hanging out there, and we're just left to reminisce on what it used to be, not what it is.
It used to feel like
Yeah, you
something.
got the thumbs up there. Look at that. You got a thumbs up.
It used to feel something, and now it's a brand.
Yeah, it is.
You
It's a
know?
commercial. Yeah, it's a commercial corporate entity.
It's a brand.
It
And
is.
it's got
It is.
activations, and it's about I can't wait for the activation on game day and
Yeah.
the amount of sponsored posts, like the fucking whole thing. It's just
and it will continue.
It will.
It will continue.
It will.
Because the numbers allow it to continue, and the revenue streams allow it to continue, and the vision and objective of a lot of the people at the club, which underlies winning premierships.
It's a
is-
corporation, not a club.
Yeah, it is. But it is. It is. It's a football club, or it's a corporation with a football club attached to it at the moment. And you see the way they deal with the week-to-week results.
Yeah.
And, it's not, people say, oh, the club, the social media. It's not, it's above them that gets filtered down. That's
they just got a
the,
job to do. Yeah,
you're talking level 1, level 2 employees, right? That's what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be the visionaries. Very, very difficult to have that. But again, like all our messaging is out of sync. Like everything is like nothing's aligned. So you've got, God bless Harry, right? Obviously, but just to go back to what he was saying during the season, then you go and look at what Brian Cook has to say. And then you got Michael Voss and Patrick Cripps talking about, oh, we might lose 2 in a row and we're going to say sorry for the losses we haven't had yet. And then you got Brian Cook saying we're going to make top 4. And then you got Harry saying what he said pre-season, and you can take into consideration or context into however he said it, but he still said what he did, right? And now we're just at a point where we had this fear, Pommy and I had this fear that when 2022 hit and we were under a huge amount of pressure in the final 4 games to get a win, and we weren't able to do it because we couldn't deal with the pressure, the idea that you think that it will continue to get better by repetition under those scenarios, it actually doesn't get better because we lose in those scenarios all the time. And 2022, how many times did we dart away to the lead, fall away, and just hold on? Right? Now we're darting away to leads, we're falling away, and now we're losing. Because eventually the message doesn't cut through as it did when you first got there. Because everybody's up and about. It's new, it's flavoursome, it's something that you haven't seen before. So everyone's got a pep in their step. But as it progressively does not work on a sustainable level, the people that you impose your messaging and your directive and your decisions on, if they don't see results, it's just going to continue to drop away. And Sean actually said something really, really interesting on the Monday show, which has been stuck in my head since Monday. It's not necessarily what you believe, it's how hard you believe it. And he's absolutely spot on with that.
Mm.
Do they really believe in what they're doing? And even if they do, it's probably still not good enough because we just don't play a sustainable brand. Like no one plays the way we play, unfortunately. And the question now has to be asked of the coaches that how much of the improvement we've seen since Voss and the like got there in 2022 is allotted to players just becoming physically better. They're more experienced, they're older, they understand the rigors of the system compared to Voss and his coaches implementing their ways and their tactics and their way of playing football. What's the percentage marker between the twos? And I really don't think it's the coaches, unfortunately. And Jordan Russell said something really interesting at work earlier today when they spoke about Sam Walsh's kicking. He kind of had no idea about it. He just said, I think that's something that Tim Clark will focus on. We haven't really spoken about it or heard anything like that. So even the coaches are not together and aligned. So that's a big issue. And look, we're going to pick apart every little thing, and every little thing the club does now will be met with negativity, and rightfully so. But just look at the puppet can. There's no post about we got it completely wrong. We continue to get it completely wrong. We need to take accountability by doing X, Y, Z. No, it's the deposit container scheme. It's everything other than football.
Win the car.
But it's true. But it's true. And I will continue to say this. I'll continue to say this because it is true. Every single resource, every single dollar, every single moment, every single time that you spend away from football and getting better at football will only take away from you getting better at football. Whether that's to do with initiatives, schemes, disconnect between the VFL department, which we're hearing about now as well. It's a disaster at the minute. Disaster. Do you see this getting any better next week or the week after? Say we do win next week. What does that mean? It's 1-3. Great.
Yeah.
And it won't be. Very, very unlikely that it will be. And we'll go. We'll be there. Are you not going to go?
Absolutely. No, I will be there with fucking ribbons on my head next week.
There'll be 90,000 there next week. There'll be 90,000 there next week. And if you think that they're going to be able to deal with the pressure of what's to come in September when it's the cut and thrust of it, just see how they deal with it next week, looking down the barrel of 0-4 with the knives now just slowly starting to be sharpened by the media. The journalists were pressing Vossi this time. You can start to see a turn in the questioning, and that's what I noticed tonight. They were putting it on him, and he had to pause himself for one moment when he was coming up with an answer about how poor it was. And he said to the journalist who raised the question, he said, "Oh no, that's probably a fair point." So you can see now it is just starting to turn, and they'll probably get rid of him. You would suspect if it goes 0-4 and gets a little bit worse by the midpoint of the season. But if the people in charge remain and make these decisions, the same thing will just continue to happen. It will be change, but it will just be change. It won't alter results.
Yeah.
And that's the issue at the moment. And you can see the way that they're going to sell it. Pommy and I had this discussion over the phone for over an hour and a half. Rob Priestley is the new president. He's going to come in. He's got a new slate. He's going to bring in a new coach, and he'll absolve himself of all sins because he wasn't the head figure at the time that the head coach was put in and the time that this recruitment started and the time that this coaching panel was put in and the time that these decisions were made. So, again, it's just buying time. And that's what will happen.
Yeah. I'm going to move along, but yeah. Thank you for calling in. You were
in the live viewers.
Yeah. Great.
Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Try to have a good night.
Yeah, I will. No, you know what? I think that's important too. Like,
yep.
You know, Carlton supporters we feel it, but let's not let it ravage us. I mean, I need to do a better job of that as well. Like, let's not let it ravage us, because I mean, you got people sitting in a room laughing, getting paid, like having a jolly good time. So, I mean, I think the players do care. I think that the environment in which they are allowed to operate is just failing.
Yeah, it is.
You're only as good as what your environment allows you to. You can
course.
only be as good as your environment lets you be.
And of course, Matt Kennedy leaves, and you see him thrive now at an environment and at a football club that's been better than us in the AFL era, and has been better than us over the last 10 to 15 years. And that is that. See you at the G next week. Don't know what's going to happen.
G next week.
Hope it's a win, but enjoy the night. Arrivederci.
See you, bro. Arrivederci. Jad.
Hey. Oh, how you going?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, man. You know, just another night.
Gee whiz. Boy, oh boy. Wowee.
Were you there tonight?
Nah. I had to work.
Fair.
Well, next week's a funeral.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
That's just a funeral now. Like, we'll be sipping him off next week, and I'll be going to that. They're actually I'll sit there in the stands and I'll try and enjoy myself, knowing that Graham Wright will be somewhere watching that, and he'll probably make his decision then, if he hasn't already. He's honestly the last hope I have. Elite football brain, elite football operator. Can he save us? I'm actually kind of worried he'll be forced out of the club. Seriously, like touching on your point with Paulo, I mean, it's a corporation. The interests are all over the place. They're not aligned in one goal, and I reckon Graham Wright is in there, and he's going to try and aggressively clean it out and right the ship, and he might be met with some backlash, and he might go. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I honestly would not be surprised. The club, the corporation is too big. There's just too many voices. You know better than I do what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We've got a football brain in there. He's going to come in there, and he's probably going to ask, why isn't this a football club? What is this? And then it'll start the politics, the bullshit. So I don't know if it's a battle he's going to be able to win. I'm in a weird spot, right? Because obviously Voss isn't the guy. That's been apparent for a very long time. However, a new coach means a new list. And I'm not saying the entire list. I'm saying this current group is finished. So if they're going to sit there and prop up another coach and keep this group the same, they can get stuffed, because this group is done. It's over. And so don't tell me, a new coach is going to fix it. A new coach comes in and a 2 to 3 year regeneration, rebuild, whatever the bloody word is. Like, are we all happy to accept that if they came out tomorrow and said that?
What if the prelim was the peak of the group, the Marchbank, Martin era, and we actually are already in next phase? Jagger's part of the next wave. Cody Walker's coming in a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Camporelli's need a couple of years to come on. What if we are already there and we just are realizing it now? What if this
I hope to God you were right. I really do. But the only part of that really irks me is the dishonesty around it. think I said to you last week, I think Nick Austin knows.
Hmm.
So he's already starting to put things in place to try and ease the crash mat, so to speak. You know, when it all blows up, he has something to point to and be, oh, but we have this coming in. This is our next phase. And onto Voss, mate. He just looks so desperate. I saw exactly what you were talking about today when he's talking to so many people on the bench, and I think that's someone who's looking for guidance, for advice. That didn't look like a guy in charge.
I feel I actually I know that there's that narrative. Oh, they get paid X amount of dollars. Look, I know a lot of people that make a lot of money and are more miserable than anyone in the world. And so, yep, this is coaching. There's 18 of them, and you don't feel sorry for him. I get that. I do feel for him. I always get stuck in between. Is he a good team man, which I think he is? And then it's like, is he just limited? Is this the end of him? Is he doubting himself? Does he not have the answers? And therefore he's, got a team around him to help with the answers. And yeah.
Oh, he's done, mate. Like he's just finished. Look, I don't want to just repeat what I've said in the past. Like I'm just waiting for it now. I'm waiting for the funeral. I'm waiting for just to see what happens next. Just onto those players, just before I let you go, because I don't have much to say because it's just a lot of the same stuff. But I don't think if that core under Cripps has any chance of making it, I don't think it's going to happen with Cripps as captain. It's got to be Wiedering as captain, because even Cripps tonight, the one he turned over to Frank, he turned over when he went long in 50.
Yeah.
He had someone, I don't know who it was, right
Walsh.
there.
He had Walsh for the handball.
And he decided to kick the bloody ball. And it's not just now. He's been doing that for bloody years. Does he not have? I don't know. Look, he's an amazing player, and I feel for him how he's had to carry the club and all these things. But there's always been something about him. I do not think he's the captain we need right now. He's not vocal enough. And obviously, I'm not inside the club. I can't say that, but I'm telling you just what it looks like.
Look, I take that. I have so much admiration for a guy who is crazy enough like him to stay and be like, I am crazy enough to think that I can help turn this around. Can you imagine the burden? Like, we feel the burden, we're the fans. We feel that emotional connection after a game. And can you imagine what he sees? He sees the whole thing, all of it. He carries people's emotions with him. And then he does, he's a selfless leader. And then he probably got his own, everyone's got their own thing that they're dealing with. He's got his own life that he's dealing with. And obviously that kick at the end, he missed the target and standards need to be higher. Yes. I just think had he left in 2021, who knows what it would look like now. But yeah, he's just got the weight of the world and then some.
I guess what I'm saying is I just think he's taken us as far as he can.
He's done his best.
I think, I think he's done it. He's done all he can, mate.
You think
it's sad?
You think it's one of those give the captaincy to someone else to help him, let him just focus on a little bit situation?
100%. And other players have done it in the past. Just focus on your football. Have a break. Give your brain, your psyche, give it a break, mate. 10 plus years. Anyway,
I'm not there yet with Cripps, but I take your point. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I'll let you go, mate.
You have a good night. Get a good sleep.
You too.
See you. Speak to you soon.
No. Easy. Take care.
See ya. Got some super chats. I've got to get through these. Sorry, guys. Ben Lawson, there is serious conflicts of interest at this club, and it's a cancer. And why are we clapping off that performance? Mate, I heard the final siren and I sprinted out of that stadium. I didn't see any of that. James Partington, thank you for the $8. Dynamic Hypnotic. I was admitted to a mental facility last weekend for a break, and I think I seen Voss's game plan underneath the mattress on the wall written in shit. Chris Mast, $10. A McDonald disc corporate soulless entity. Damien, all our depth are now playing for the Oppo. True. Darren Braithwaite, moving from Princess Park killed this club. Soulless. Daniel, Carlton Media is like watching the Muppets. Hey, shout out to Carlton Media, man. It's tough. It's tough. Appreciate what you do. Not sure what I do without this channel in times like this. I don't know what I would do without this channel, mate. The feeling's mutual. That's the truth. Herbertron, cheers for the content. I know it ain't easy right now, but you're providing fans with community when they wouldn't otherwise have. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the essence of what this is about. It is community. It is. Mason.
Hey, Tez, how you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, could be better, mate. Like, I'm going to keep it pretty short, but, like, what do you say to that? What do you say to
You
that?
say, I've seen that before. You know what it reminded me tonight of? It reminded me of just before 2022. So, like, that 2020, 2021 period. And it was like, there's some pieces there, and they're just not good enough. They don't know how to win. They haven't learned how to win. We've got to get some players into this club that know how to win. The only difference is you would think by 2025 they've done the learning of that part of winning. You know,
Figure
like
it
the
out.
folding and, you know, the lack of execution in the crucial moments under pressure, and the ability to have composure. Like the composure just hasn't come yet. That's what it felt like.
Look, and to be honest with you, up until that third quarter, I was looking around at everyone we were sitting with, and I'm saying, you know what? We actually, like, we should win this. Like, we actually don't look horrible. And then they shit themselves in the fourth quarter for what reason? Like, it's a close game. It's hard.
It was like a chip away. It was just one little moment at a time. And yeah, there were a couple of umpiring decisions. Like, yes, but you know, I don't think anyone's going to blame umpires for tonight. And then like Norton, who'd done nothing all game, like, you know, that little breakdown there, and then the last breakdown. And I think who's number 18 for the Dogs? Is that Frey? No, that O'Donnell. And
Donald.
Yeah, and it just chipped away.
It's just like, mate, everyone makes mistakes. Like, and everyone made mistakes tonight. Just there was not a single player on our team that was absolutely 100% perfect. But when you have Lewis kick 2, when you have fucking Kemp kick 5, Kerno kick 3, and, you know, our defense sublime, beautiful. I think that was Silvani's. That was one of his best games. He was perfect. He was really good.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Fantastic. You know, all these pieces, like, why? What is causing them to have this malfunction midway through the second half of the game? I don't understand. Like, what's going wrong? Is Vossi going, oh, pump the brakes now? We're good, boys. Just hang on. Really don't be strenuous. Just take it easy. You know, we're up 4 goals. Whoa, massive, huge lead. You can take it easy. Just pump the brakes. I was like, are we in panic mode? Is there a red button on the fucking bench? Like, just smack it. Look, why?
Malfunction is a great word.
What happens?
From
that first quarter, it was really good. It was great football. And then what? What changed? Their game plan didn't play. They played the same way. So it's like, I don't know. There's
Well-
something going on.
It's it's that classic case of we started well, and then the adjustments get made by the opposition, and they Bevo and the dog. I mean, it felt to me in that first half at times I'm like, wow, the Dogs just really are missing Bontempelli and Trull. They just don't have enough, and then
They proved they didn't need him.
yeah.
And it's like, oh mate, it's like they go in with a really good game plan in the first half, and then they're like, oh fuck, it didn't work well enough. Let's just try something else.
Well, I think it's just more around the adjustment of the game. Like the game plan was working and the execution was there, and then the adjustment gets made by the opposition, and we don't have that counter adjustment.
The backup,
the counter adjustment or backup plan or however you call it, and the game is won on the field, and the game is also won in the coach's box too. And there's tactics to it, there's effort, there's intensity, and there's pressure. And I think to be fair, like we're doing the contest and pressure thing, but so are the other teams. So did the Dogs tonight.
And we're so readable. Like we're so readable. Like I'm not a football pro. I love it. I've been watching it for 10 years, like consistently now. Since I've turned 18, I go to every game possible. That's 6 years of that now. But we're so predictable. I was picking it. I go, he's gonna fuck this up. He's gonna try long bomb, like these long bombs. Oh my god, I'm fucking sick of it. Like it's great, but stop. Find something else. You got great options everywhere. Like I don't know. I reckon Jagger Smith in his current form with a bunged fucking ACL and 2 crutches moves better than Blake Acres did tonight. He's in everyone's way tonight. I'm sorry. I hate picking players. He just looked like a fucking, I don't know. He looked lost. And he can hold his own on every other game. Like just what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know, Tez. It's painful, and I'm going to put myself through torture next week. It's the worst club to have facing at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Yeah, there is literally not another team that can be put in front of us right now that could fuck us up more when we lose, because I don't see us winning.
Well, there's blood in the water, there's blood in the water.
This is a time bomb, and there's 6 days left on that time bomb. There's 6 days left. It's going to blow, and it's going to do some damage. Big time.
Oh, buckle up, mate. See you next Thursday at the MCG.
I'm going to try. Question for you before I go. I know.
Yeah.
Watching it probably. Discord. Have you sorted that out yet?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. And if you need help, I'll put my hand up.
Yes. Let's talk off the stream. But yes, I need help.
Perfect.
I'm lagging behind on Discord. I am.
Beautiful. I'll be there to help.
All right. Thank you,
Appreciate you, Tez. Have a good one. See you guys.
You too, mate.
See ya.
Bye. Thomas.
Terry, how are ya?
Long time, mate. Good to see you.
I think it's been 4 years since that Brisbane round 23, I think it was.
Yeah. Was that was that Simo's last game?
I think so. I just remember getting done, to be honest, like every week.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what a joke. What an absolute disgrace. Seriously. No, it's getting to a point now, like, come on. 96,000 members. For what? For what? Like to watch a half of footy and then that's it, go home half time? That's what the last 3 weeks has been. A half of football and go home. It's just it's simply not good enough. Just like summary that everyone else has sort of spoken about. Just it's a lack of cohesion when we're under pressure. Like teams find a way, we just don't. We just don't find a way, and I just can't understand it. Like maybe we're just not good enough. We're just simply not good enough. It's frustrating. Like, and I think a lot of the 9% of the fans are probably the same now. There's just no point getting angry about it anymore.
Nah.
It's just the same shit.
Well, the danger the danger is people giving up and feeling nothing. So the fact that there's people that are still willing to come and feel something and express that, and the supporters are, it's magic. It is magic. Like it's so weird because I think we capture the essence of the club amongst ourselves, but I think we're all following something that doesn't exist at times. Like this whole thing that we're all talking about, it's not it.
No, it's not. Do you believe there's probably a bit of a resentment that we believe we can do it? Because we've seen it at times. We just can't do it for the full 4 quarters, which is what we're all saying. Like,
but 12 months ago, they were doing it.
Yeah.
Like up until GWS. Well, Geelong game, but it sort of fell apart quarter time of GWS. I think we're up by 39 quarter time against the Giants late last year. Like the 4 quarter thing, the effort, the ball movement, the lowering of the eye, like all of the things, we're not so far removed from that. We're 15 games away from that run of form. We had a 12-month patch from mid 2023 to say mid 2024 where I was like trusting them, like, cool, it's here. Yalla, we can enjoy it. We've been waiting for so long, and our teenage years, and then we're going to at least enjoy it for a couple of years, and there'll be a run, and this is the window. And now I've gone from it's a bit of a plateau, and now it's clear that things are falling.
It's just not it, is it?
It ain't it. It ain't it, man. It ain't it. Yeah.
I just felt like even tonight, like we got absolutely mauled on the outside. Like our wingers got mauled. Like as we said earlier, credit to that Sam Davidson, even Bailey Williams. Like credit to those guys. They absolutely mauled Akers, and I think Cottrell was on the other wing. And just again too many passengers. Like Frankie Evans. Like, mate, you're a small forward. Like pressure. I want to see pressure acts. And I hate to say this, like I really do. I've heard it the past couple of weeks, and you've touched on it as well. But Sam Docherty's looking a little bit ordinary. It's 4 games now, 4 games. So from the prelim and the first 3 games this year, I hate to say it because he's been through so much, and we all know that. But I think it's time we take that pride out, and you have to give someone else a game. It's come to the point where 0-3.
Yeah.
And we need to trial something. We have to.
I was in denial.
Yeah, of course. I think
I was in denial. Yeah.
Look, and I don't care. You may have 10 disposals, 15, but it's what you do with it. It's how you set up the play. Akers tonight, I think he had 33% disposal efficiency. Like, that's appalling for a senior player. And these senior players, Terry, like, look, if it was, say, Lucas Camporelli was playing, all right, second, third game in, he's easing into AFL level. These are senior bodies. And again, I know Docherty's come off a lot of injuries, but you're a senior player, mate.
Yeah.
Like that one that he snapped, and I think he went 10 meters, but I don't know if he even was going for goal. You got to be better there. You have to be better there. And lastly, before, I know there's probably a few people waiting.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I don't think I've heard anyone say this yet, and look, I hope he's all right. Elijah Hollands, I think we miss him dearly.
Yeah.
I think personally we miss Elijah Hollands dearly. He chips out in the midfield. He's a great half forward. He's a target up there for us. We miss him dearly. I could sort of see, look, there's a bit of a lack of cohesion from the mid to the forward. Like, it's a big disconnect. It's true. It's a big, big disconnect, but it's a disconnect all around the ground.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what happens from here. Like, yeah, look, we could sack Voss, but what's it going to do for us? Like, we've sacked so many coaches in the past. Like, does the GM of footy, Brad Lloyd, have to step down or something? He's been there for a long time too. He's overshadowed a lot of these.
8 years, man. I think 8 years. I reckon he was there 2018. 7 years.
Yeah. Something's got to change. Like, yeah, we've changed presidents, we've changed coaches, changed CEOs. We're still in the same position.
Mate, was that Brisbane game? That was the last time you came on the fan cams.
Yeah, so 4 years ago, I think it was 2021. I'm pretty sure.
So that's what, last game of 2020.
Yeah, 2020 or yeah, it could have been 5 years ago. Jesus.
3, 4. Wait, that's like nearly 100 fan cams ago.
And it's still the same shit.
We're here again. Oh, mate, this is fucking batshit crazy. What's going on?
And there's probably more Collingwood supporters in here than Carlton just laughing at us.
Maybe. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Help a channel
you have
out.
to. It's a good laugh. Look, we vented out, but it's a good laugh. Like you got to get
at
off
this
your
point,
chest.
you got to laugh. Yeah, you got to laugh.
Yeah.
You got to laugh. You have to. I mean, what? Like, we're going to keep screaming? Like,
Nah, there's no point looking like idiots like that. Honestly, you vent it out. You say what you have to say. You laugh about it tomorrow. But hey, we're all the idiots that are going to show up next Thursday, aren't we? Like, we're all going to get there. We're going to, like, it's not a home game because we'd be able to get a bobblehead. But it's not our home game. We can't run outside gate 3. So maybe the footy cunts start collecting them.
Thomas, love to see you again, mate. Thanks for calling in.
It's been a pleasure. I might need to make more appearances.
Anytime, mate.
All right. Take care, Terry.
See
you
ya.
later.
Hey, Sam. Love him, but Blake's kicking license needs to go. He's lost a bit of confidence, hasn't he? All right. Hey, Lucas.
Can you hear me all right? My mic's been a bit cooked lately.
No, you're good, man. I can see you. I can hear you. What did you make of the performance tonight?
I'm just like deflated now
Mm.
because we've got 2 wins from 11 games. Like, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's only round 3. And it's good because we haven't heard much of it. But I don't want to sit here and get gaslit into, thinking about all the positives. And because, look, it actually did look pretty decent today, I must say. Like, that first half, it just seeing Kerno just get back to his best in that first half. Like, he was just electric. And then I wasn't falling for it. I just wasn't falling for it because we've seen it with this team so many times that they've just come out, they've looked good, and then it's like their legs just go. Like we see a completely different team come out in the second half. Yeah. It's just because I've been so positive. I've tried to be so positive. I started from the GWS game. Everyone was, even then, people were starting to go a little bit. They're like, oh, is it over? Is it over? But I'm like, no. Yeah, we were coming off 2 10-goal wins. And then we narrowly lose a tough away game. Yeah, we had a big lead, but I was trying to be positive. And then it slowly just got worse and worse and worse. And now we're here. And we've just wasted so many gun players in their prime because we're cooked. Like we're cooked. I don't know what else to say.
We're burnt toast, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, we're burnt. I
toast.
love that. I was pissing myself when you said that earlier. Like the burnt toast. Oh, it was so good. But yeah, the coach for me, he's got to go. I honestly think I am not mentally prepared for next Thursday. I'm not. I can't. It's like a balloon that's about to pop. We keep blowing into it. And Thursday night, I'm not ready because Collingwood are going to absolutely punish us. We already only have 1 win in 3 years? Ansem, I think.
2023 was the last time we beat them.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a good night. That was a fucking great night, too.
Charlie kicked 6.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
we're pathetic.
Yeah. It was just because the thing is, right, there were so many good individual performances. That's the thing that makes me so annoyed. Brody Kemp kicked 5 goals. Like, what? Brody Kemp kicks 5 goals. Charlie Kerner looks back in the first half. George Hewitt looks really good. Defensively, we didn't have that many atrocities. It actually looked good. Jack Silvani played an absolutely amazing game.
Yeah.
If we didn't have Jacob Wiedering, I've said this so many times, if we didn't have Jacob Wiedering, we would be so cooked. This guy carries us every game. But then we just still can't capitalize because we've got too many passengers. We've got too many passengers in the team. I don't know if you saw it, but I don't know if you saw what Jordan Lewis said earlier this week. He said that we only have, and I disagree with this, by the way. I think it's very harsh, but he said earlier this week that we only have 5 players that would get into any other team in the competition. And look, that's pretty harsh. But I can see what he's trying to say. Like, who does Ollie Hollins get a game for? Who does Cottrell get a game for? Like, I love Ages. He's one of my favorite players, but oh my God, he's been shocking. Like, absolutely abysmal. And the fact that I was watching us cock up another lead, and I genuinely, I just don't care anymore. Like, this team's
You do.
broken.
You do care. You do care. Don't shit me.
But like, this team's broken my heart so many times.
I know.
So many times. But you just don't feel it the same anymore. Like, I'm sitting here looking at my phone and I'm like, oh, Sam Davidson got me 129 Supercoach points. We're 0-3. We have 2 wins from 11, and I'm thinking about Supercoach. We've just choked what were we up, 30 points or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna look to move along. But mate, appreciate you calling in and
one thing I just want to say, big up to you for doing the fan cams every single week, listening to all of our shit. I love watching it every single game. You're doing a really good job, bro.
I appreciate it. I love doing it. I do. I love doing it. It can be tough at times, but also I love doing it. I'm glad we have it.
It's just good to hear everyone, get stuff in their mind.
No, I appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
You too.
Crystal, at this point, all I can do is laugh. My heart really hurts for Cripps. Yeah. Teresa. Here to laugh. Doggy saved me losing $40. I was looking forward to that. It was looking promising. Chris Bateman with 69. 69. Oh, I've got to get this right. Kronas. This is my best mate. He lives in Norway. When will someone step up and get the fucking solos? Yeah. Ben Leonard, $8. When can we start playing 4:20 p.m. Sunday? So much better than all these primetime slots. Going to be a long week waiting until Thursday night. You know it's bad when you don't want primetime slots anymore. Oish. All right. Who we got? Tyler.
Fucking hell, Terry.
Oh, you look like the world's on your face, mate. Smile. It's going to be okay. It's not going to be okay.
No.
I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm actually looking forward to Thursday, and it's not going to be Collingwood because my daughter's going to be born. Like,
that's
seriously.
what I'm talking about. That's is what I'm
looking
talking
forward
about.
to. As for the game, I'm over it already, because as I said at the start of the season, I'm not going in with any expectations this year because the club's got to earn the trust back, in my opinion. They've broken the trust of the fans, in my opinion. But I don't get it. I don't think we get it anymore, Terry. I just really think we've done it. I think you're right. We've peaked.
Pack it up.
I wouldn't say pack it up. No, you got to keep on going out there and having a crack at least. But then again, like we talk about effort and all of that, it's not effort anymore. It's wasted effort in some points.
That's a great point.
It's just wasted effort. Like, I know the singling players, okay, fair enough, but like the Crips 50, yeah, okay, like, but when you at times you just go, we're just doing the same shit again and again and again, and again. When are the players going to hold themselves accountable? Like, I just bombed it in 5 minutes ago. it's come back. Why don't we start lowering the fucking eyes and actually fucking lead? And might I add as well with Kemp, he played a great game, but most of his goals, they were hard fucking kicks. Some of those goals, like, fuck, he kicked the shit out of it, and it was beautiful. Like, they were
And
really hard.
You know what? He was under heat. He had not performed. He was like, he worked his way through the
Yep.
form slump. He was maybe one more poor
Yep.
performance away from potentially being dropped or whatever. Like, you know, like he was under the cosh. He had that pressure going into the game. Like, he had to perform, and you know, we'll find shining light. There were, honestly, I thought there were like 6 or 7 of them that I thought played brilliant games.
Oh.
It's just not enough.
Even Sadi had his moments. Ramadan Sun, like, fuck. Assad, like, fuck.
Yep.
It's just like, Jesus, we just, I don't know. I think it's just mentally now. We like, and you see it with the coaches, all, you know, having a chat and all of that while the game's going, and you just go, shit.
Yeah, shit.
Like, it's like The View. It's like The View a little bit. Like, we go, oh, just too much talking and not enough doing. So who knows? But look, I might watch. I'll probably watch Collingwood if I can. But, like, to be honest, I reckon everyone's right. It's going to be a very interesting game, and if not, it will be reset, review, rebuild.
Well, mate, may your daughter
So-
come into this world healthy, and may she never
Absolutely.
see the depression of the Carlton Football Club that you have seen in your life.
Oh, I know, mate. I know. No, I still want to raise her as a Carlton supporter. I don't know. I'll stick true to my club, but I'll tell you what, it's being tested sometimes. It gets tested.
Do you know what I
sometimes.
think is happening? I think our parents, like my mum apologizes to me all the time. She's like,
Yeah,
I'm so
same with
sorry
my
for
father.
doing this. I think we are just the generation that will carry the bad times. We will
The burden.
have our children, and then our children will see the good times, and we'll just be the lost generation.
Yep. Yeah, I
That'll
agree.
be us.
I agree, but you know what? Stick fat to your club. That's the main thing.
We ain't
Main
going
thing.
anywhere, mate. We're showing
Not
up
going anywhere.
every week. Yeah.
Well,
Good on you, Tyler. Love you, mate.
good on you, mate.
All the best.
Good luck.
See ya. Warmed the heart a little bit there. That was good stuff. A bit of spirit there. Hey, Mia.
How you going?
Good. How are you?
Look, I feel this way every weekend.
Mm.
It's like we were up, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's all good." And I'm looking at my family, and I'm like, "You know that it's gonna get close in the third, and we'll choke in the fourth." And like, no, it's fine. And it's like, it's rinse and repeat. I don't know, when you have a 2-time Brownlow medalist, like, I know we go on about it, but like 2-time Brownlow medalist, 2 of the best like forwards in this decade in common medalists, the best backman in the league, arguably, and this is the rinse and repeat, like this is the result, then there is a big issue, and it's not just at the team level.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Where were you watching? Were you at the game tonight? Where are you watching from?
I can't go to games anymore. It
Fair.
hurts. It hurts. I went to Richmond and I said I can't. Like, until I see something, it's too painful to watch in person. I can't. I sit next to supporters of other clubs, and next week I'm going to the pub with my Collingwood friends, and I'm like, I don't know if I can show my face at this point. It just cuts.
Yeah. So tonight, my brother's 10.5 years younger than me, and we've gone through a cycle with him. Like, he was 12. I took him to the elimination final 2013, like got him in. He loved Carlton, and then he hated Carlton. He didn't come to games anymore. And then he was coming a little bit with us last year. And then tonight was the first time in a while where he just like, no, fuck it, I'm not coming. My sister didn't come tonight. She had she actually had something better to do. It's like that whole thing of why you go to the football with your family. Like, when they start giving up, It's like, oh, what are we doing? We're wasting our time. Like years are going by. I don't know.
Yeah. I think, like, obviously I've been waiting my whole life. I'm almost 25. And I feel like I thought we were going to get somewhere by now, but it feels like I'm looking at another 10 years, which is sad. And it's sad that this club almost breeds negativity. Like, I feel like a negative person. I'm like, oh, fucking, we're going to lose. It's this and that. I've got another few years, rebuild. But, like, it sounds really depressing, but it is the reality that we're facing. I feel like there's not one singular piece that's wrong and fucking it. Sorry for the swearing.
Oh, you can swear. Fine.
It's not one singular piece. I think there's many factors to this. It's higher, it's bottom, it's at team level, it's in coaches, it's a culture. I feel like that Mick Malthouse interview was really interesting. I think we've used a lot of scapegoats over the years, but it's a bigger problem than just one person or like a few people.
If only we could just figure it out.
I think we need to, like, coming into the next, few years, other clubs skip the word rebuild, I feel like. Geelong doesn't talk about a rebuild. Hawthorn, I feel like, skipped the rebuild in a way. I feel like we draft and we expect a 5 to 10 year drought of, like, not making the 8 when other clubs don't have this culture.
Yeah, well, I think looking at it now, I think the word rebuild was just given to us to get behind something and allow for so much time to take place. 5-year plans, this and that. Yeah. In a really weird way, I think it can be fixed with a few critical, hard, but intelligent decisions. Because as you said, the pieces that you just mentioned earlier, like, they're all there. But there's also that intrinsic soul, that inner philosophy of the club, which I think needs realigning. Like the identity. I think I've been speaking about that lately as well. The identity of what it all is. We all think the club is something. It's not.
I think the supporters and the ones inside the club, the ones hired or paid by the club, have two very different point of views of what it is and who we are. It's not the same. No. The expectations aren't the same. The goal alignment, I feel like, we're never going to know what happens behind closed doors, but it does not feel the same.
Mia, you've not been on the fan cams before, have you? Or have you?
No. I'm normally a silent viewer.
Thanks for calling in. Loved hearing your perspective.
I need to rant to somebody, it's nice to hear everyone's perspective and be in the sadness together, I think.
We're trauma bonding.
Yeah. It's very much a trauma bonding club. Traumatic.
Well, have a good night. Speak to you soon.
You too.
Aaron.
Mate.
What do you got for me, mate?
I'm done. Tonight was my make or break night. I'm doing what I did in 2023 when we were in that abysmal run of form. I'm doing a Harry Mackay and I'm taking a step back from the club because I just can't keep doing this. This is ruined. Like, this club is ruining my favorite sport. I found it funny. I was on the live the other day, I think, when you were speaking with Paolo, and he was saying, I think we're going to win this week. I've never laughed that loud in my life. I tipped the Bulldogs from the final siren against Hawthorn last week and never looked back. And yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think we're on the other side of the peak. And I don't know if I've mentally got another rebuild in me this soon after other rebuilds.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm done for now. I'm definitely gonna keep tuning in, seeing how everyone's going and trauma bonding, as you say. Because that's the only way forward. But yeah, I'm not watching Carlton again for the near future, anyway. Because it's too hard. It's ruining my weekends. It's
You got to protect your peace, man. You got to protect
yeah.
yourself. You got to protect your peace. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
It's not doing me or doing anyone around me any good. And yeah, it's disappointing. But yeah, tonight's was sort of the final nail in the coffin, I guess.
Fair.
It's just tough. It's really sad. It's really everything everyone said. It's really sad. I said it to Tori after the game, and the thing that sort of made me go, oh, this club is making me dislike the sport, is when I look at this group of players and I can only say like, oh, I love George Hewitt. Like, like those players like, oh, I love Favola, I love Sticks, I love Diesel. I reckon I can say that about 6 players in the entire squad. And the rest of them could all probably get delisted tomorrow, and I wouldn't give a shit. Like, unless your name is Patrick Cripps, Jacob Wiedering, Charlie Curnow, TDK, or Sauce, good luck to you. I don't really care, to be honest. They're nowhere near it. The rest of them are just nowhere near it. Mate, fly me down to Melbourne, and I'll do a better job than Nick Haynes. Like, he's a disgrace to the words professional footballer. I've had it. I've just had it. It's just
no, that's okay. Thanks for calling in, though. I appreciate
all
you,
good,
and
mate.
maybe we'll see you hopefully when the team sorts their shit out.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy. Keep up the good work.
See you. Thanks, mate. Oh boy, Sean.
Hey Terry, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, look, obviously a tough night, and hearing those last comments, I think really sheets home what football means to some people, and I think there's at the club itself, there's probably not a full realization of just how meaningful this sport is to many of its members. When we're not a corporation, members aren't shareholders. We don't buy our memberships to generate a financial return. We buy our memberships because we love this club. And I think earlier on you touched on the intergenerational nature of much of our interest in the football club. So it's not something trivial. It's something that does impact on our outlook, on our mental state, and how we all feel on Saturday, unfortunately. And I didn't catch the name of the last chap who spoke, but all I would say is I remember after we beat Melbourne in the lead up to the prelim against Brisbane, and walking around Melbourne, and anyone wearing the monogram was your friend. That doesn't change just because we win finals. In fact, it's most meaningful when we lose. So all I would say to people is, where you gear tomorrow. If I see you out there, I'll say g'day, I'll say go Blues. I'll pat you on the shoulder and say, look, don't worry, it's going to get better. The other comment that really struck me, and I didn't catch her name, but the young lady who said that this club breeds negativity. I mean, it might do, but it also breeds resilience. And a club that is always successful, that's got the fair weather supporters who always turn up when they're winning, but then disappear when they're losing. And my wife's a Collingwood supporter, and so I know those types of supporters very, very well. She's not a member. When they're winning, she's on the bandwagon, and when they're not, she's off it. I'd rather be a Carlton supporter, and I'd rather watch these games, and I'd rather be disappointed but still proudly wear the monogram than I would only jump on a team that's winning. So bear that in mind, everyone. That's part of what makes us Carlton, but it is also not good enough. And I think we all recognise that there's a need for change at the club. And we're talking about Voss again, and rightly so, because the results aren't there on the field. Like everyone, I was quite keen to see Teague go. I didn't know about Voss. I hoped Voss would be the answer we needed. I don't think Voss is, and I don't think this is simply going to be a matter of changing the coach. I don't think there's any coach that's going to change what needs to be fixed in the club, because if you look at it, Voss isn't working, he's not succeeding as a coach, but he was recruited by people who should have recruited better. We've got a head of football. I think you touched on this earlier, Terry. He's been in the role for 8 years. If his KPI is football, he shouldn't be in the role, admittedly, because we've not had, I think, an outstanding 8 years. So I don't know what his KPI is. And whoever negotiated his employment contract, I'd like their number, because I'd love to not be as accountable in my role. But that's not the reality for most of us. I think all this points to, though, is perhaps the need for broader change across the club. I know that there are machinations within the board, within some of those who are very close to the elected roles and all of that kind of thing. But the one thing that I would remind everyone is that Australian rules football clubs, they're not companies. There aren't institutional investors who control large blocks of votes in the way that we might understand it. Those 90 odd thousand members, I would hope, represent individuals who have an interest in the club. And I've been a member for years. I've never shown up to an AGM. I actually don't ever recall having seen an email about an AGM. But I think part of the solution is in us as supporters showing greater interest in the leadership and management of the club and holding the senior leaders of the club to account, not only in their leadership style, not only in their priorities, but in their actions and in their recruitment and in their performance. And I think the only way that you promote an organization that has a winning culture and winning outcomes is if you're not just looking at the players on the field, you're not just looking at the coach, you're looking at the entire organization around them. And I think that's probably the thing that's been letting the club down for the past 10 plus years. So that's really all that I joined to say. I've been following you for 5 or 6 years. I really love the channel. I love the platform. I love watching it grow, and I think you've done an amazing job in building it into what it is. But to the baggers out there, chin up, wear the monogram proudly tomorrow. And the only thing that I would ask is that we give the same level of attention to the board and the management and the rest of the people around the club as we do to the coach and the guys on the field, because I feel as though we disproportionately blame those guys for perhaps some problems that aren't really of their doing.
Oh, that might be the best fan cam I've heard in years. I'm not going to lie. Thank you.
Des,
I think the way
I sent you a DM. Get back in touch, and I'm happy to continue the conversation, mate. But thank you for having me.
Thank you for being honestly. That was. I think the way you reframed the part about resilience, really important message, and I just thoroughly enjoyed what you just had to say. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here.
Good on you, mate. Have a good night.
See ya. Oh. Let's fucking go. That's given me life right there. Oh, love that. Love that. Brilliant. That is it. That is it right there. Danny.
Okay, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Good. I'm good. But I think we are 3-0. Ask me why, call me crazy, but halftime scores, we led. All 3 games, halftime, we were leading. So at the end of the day, sorry, go on. You want to say something?
No. Go for it.
No, I was just more saying that it's so evident. Like if you see Chera, if you see Hewitt, if you see Cripps, Walsh, TDK, Kerno now, of course, all of them showed up and had probably the best games. If you show me the stat sheet, and that's been a consistent thing for the past 3 games, if you show me the stat sheet, we've won. But the issue, Tez, is, and probably like a broken record because everyone's touched on it, so I'll keep it really brief. It's the system and it's the coaching. And we as fans can't really put our finger on the board because we don't see that. That's like intangibles for us right now. All we see is the coaching. All we see is the system. Why are we still bombing the ball high up in the air for Charlie when we know that he's getting double teamed? Why is Akers? I know he's terrible with his kicking, but he was putrid today. Unbelievable. Our system doesn't stack up, and if you see it as 2022, it's like deja vu from 2022 because we were playing really well, and then we couldn't close out the games. So that was the story for 2022. Okay, first season, do better. 2023, we start really shit and then we pick up. So, and then 2024, we start really well and then we drop off. And now,
Yeah.
obviously, you've seen what's happened to us. So, what I'm trying to say is that it is the system, and it's literally, it's like the graph is like this. So it goes up, it goes down, and we are not a consistent football team. And that could be obviously attributable to the board. It could be to the coach, but the system that we are playing is laborious, and we can't really keep playing that system. We really can't, Tez. Like all of our players are doing the job, but we're not closing out the games. Why? Because this system doesn't stack up. It's like inevitable that we are going to just like, we're leading by quarter time on the third quarter time as well. And then we know that we are going to get blown out of the water because we just don't have the legs to run at the end of the game. So it has to be system, Tez. It's nothing else. All our players are doing what they need to do. But it's just that when the going gets tough, what happened last year, Tez, when I came on fan cams after a GWS game, each team that was battling for a top 8 position, like GWS, they were outside the 8 when they played us. They were more desperate, and then they got the result. Same thing happened today, like Richmond. How our senior players obviously just literally kicking the ball inside our defensive 50 and just bombing it up in the air. Like, to whom are we kicking to? Like, not lowering our eyes. And it's just, bro, I swear to God, Tez, like, stop laughing, man.
Oh, man, it does. To who are we kicking to?
Bro, I swear to God, like, my wife, like, she watches the game with me. She's obviously not Carlton, but she goes for it. And she was like, and tell me this, Ted, this is basic footy skills, right? Why can't we run the clock down? Quarters, like just before halftime, 2 minutes on the clock, we're leading by 9 points, and we just have to play time. We just have to play time. Why are we fucking rushing the kicks and try to get into the forward 50 when we are in the lead already? Like, and those are the margins that we're talking about, bro. Like, come on. I thought we were over this. I thought this was 2022 first year of Vossi. Like, bro, like it is the system. I've had like literally like a lot of conversations with Pom about this, and Pommy and I obviously speak about this, but then it all boils down to, I was like, you know what, 2 weeks, okay, yeah, we're 11-2 or whatever. It's a new season, new story. And I was like, I'll see what happens in this game, and it'll give me a good inkling or good feeling about what's going to happen for the rest of the season. But I feel this season is still salvageable only if we get rid of Vossi. I swear. It's the system pull-up. That's all I'm going to say, Tez. I don't know what you think, but tell me, give me a couple of points because you were at the game, and then we'll just close it out from there.
Look, I'll play it out for you. I'll play it out with you. Let's play it out. Okay, we get rid of Vossi tomorrow, and we sign. Give me a name. Who's the better alternative?
I can only think about Longmire. That's it.
Okay.
Now. Yeah.
Tomorrow, Vossi goes. Monday morning, Longmire steps in and he's coaching. Does he have the assistant coaches that he wants to work with him?
I understand what you're saying. I do understand that.
No, I'm going to play it out. I'm going to play it out. So I don't think he would have the exact assistants that he would want. He's going to implement a new game style, I would assume, because this one is the one that we've decided is not the one. Agreed. That'll take time to implement and become subconscious.
Yeah.
On the flip side, there's the whole, you play with freedom when the coach gets sacked, you get a little bit of a sugar hit.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like we're stuck a little bit. Or we're not. And you just put a new coach in Monday and everything's fixed. But similar to what Sean was saying earlier, prior to you, the pressure needs to go to the top. To the top. The people who are in charge of running the club are failing miserably to put together a football program. The business is booming, Danny. Booming. The football is lacking. So, okay, sack Ross. Okay, sure. Sure. But just don't forget who really needs to be sacked. And that's the people at the top. They need to be sacked more than what he needs to be sacked, in my opinion.
To be honest with you, Tess, like as I said, like those people that we can't see, just in the furnace when we're watching the footy or whatever. The thing is that Brad Lloyd has been there since 2018. That's been a consistent. So obviously we can probably point on fingers, and all these things get brushed under the carpet last season when we were doing good, or 2023 season when we were so bad. And then we made that run then. And a lot of people, some stupid people, I swear to God, in comments, or some of my friends who are Carlton, so they're like,
All
oh,
good.
we will. Exactly. Like, it's not acceptable, Tez. If you want to have a double chance, if you want to play top 4, or if you want to actually really have a crack, you cannot be doing have these messaging where Chera says that we actually held them to low scores and then we just didn't kick out. It's a system failure, bro.
Yeah. Let's I think you made a great point. I think you made great points. And thanks for the conversation. And let's just not let it get to us too much. Let's try and band together, let it out, use this session as that space to do it, and wake up tomorrow and at least we get to watch good football from other clubs. Can't wait to watch the fucking Suns at the MCG tomorrow, mate. Are you kidding? Can't wait to watch Noah Anderson run around tomorrow. Oh, so excited. Anyway.
Guys, the game of the round is going to be, and just last comment, it's going to be GWS and Hawthorn, mate. It's going to be a game and a half. True. Can't wait for that.
I look forward to it. Yeah.
Mate,
good stuff, Danny.
Night. And by the way, thank you for everything that you do for us, as usual. Cheers, mate.
Mate, my pleasure. It's an honor. Thank you, mate. Right. I got Riley calling in from the UK. A blue abroad, genuinely.
Very, very abroad. And I feel like it's Groundhog Day. Genuinely. It is absolutely Groundhog Day. And this is a whole club responsibility. I think the main thing there's a few main takeaways from the Boss era so far. And this isn't necessarily a coach bashing, but one of the main things is we are just so streaky. When it's going well, we go on these massive runs, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. We've done it most seasons, but when it's really poor, there's really outside of 2023, there's no turnaround, and that's what we've seen. So there hasn't been an ability to stop. I actually saw something tonight. I don't know if you noticed that I have never seen before, which was an assistant coach handling the main coaching addresses at quarter time and 3/4 time. I have never seen that. Ash Hansen was handling the main address.
I did not see that. I missed that one.
Yeah, I was watching that and I'm like, that is odd. I think they look lost. They really look lost, and it's almost like the pressure that starts to come onto them just becomes all encompassing. They start to play within themselves shells, and I'm glad that we ran the game out so well tonight as well. That was good to see. Run it out magnificently, mate.
Well, the club, they fucked it. They fucked it again.
They've done it again.
Bless them all. Bless their souls, mate. They fucked it. They're just not qualified to do it.
Yeah.
And maybe who is? Have we ever stopped to think about that? Who is qualified to fix the joint?
Well, theoretically, if we're talking about saviour syndrome at Carlton, it's your incoming CEO. If that's someone who is probably, ironically, with Brian Cook, two of the most respected footy administrators in different ways that we've seen in the last 30 to 35 years, but there is serious issues within the club. I think, Brad Lloyd is not just in the gun. Unless this turns around, it won't. He has to go. That whole that administrative level, there is now going to be questions, I think, on Nick Austin as well, and the way this list has been composed, because it comes back to, is it structural or are the players not that good? And whilst we would love, whilst we see the system failures And as you're saying before, sack Boss, but there's other people in there. If the talent isn't that good, the talent's not that good. So then who do you point at? It's list management. Like there's a lot of questions that continue to come out. And it's just, first half Blues, eh? We would be the best team in the league if the field was the size of an Oz kick field. We didn't have to run, we didn't have to kick the football, and the game went for a half. Seriously.
Oh, dude, what the fuck, man? Ooh-wee.
Seriously, it's and you can point, and what's really frustrating is you hear messaging from a player group. If you look at the statistics, we should have won the game. If you look at this, we could have won last week. We should have won in round one. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. You could point to any sort of statistic you fucking want. At the end of the day, what matters is getting the result and closing it out in key moments. And we just have a refusal to do that. And here's a hypothetical question for you. And we've talked about this previously. If we continue going down the road this year, we sort of feel like, are we stuck with the list, or do we try and have to rejig on the run and reset again before Tasmania comes in? Seriously. Like, is it?
Oh, dear.
We're having these conversations at round fucking 3.
Oh, dear.
It's just a bang average side in the way they're playing.
It is a bang average club.
It is bang average, and Collingwood won't be better. I can't. You got 6 days to turn that around, but can't see that happening because they've got more mental fortitude than us. They know how to ice out key moments. So then you're 0-4 in a year where you had expectations or hopes of top 4 as a club. Where do you go at? I personally don't see the value of sacking Boss in the middle of the year because one of two things will happen. They'll continue to turn their toes up, and that's not, they will turn their toes up, and that's not good for anybody. Or you have the Teague effect where they get a sugar hit. We win a few games at the end of the year, then we hire an interim coach. And look how that ended. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
So it's an awful. Well, I mean, maybe we don't have to hire an interim coach because Ash Hansen was handling the quarter time addresses, so maybe it's already happened subconsciously.
Goodness me.
But keep your chin up, mate.
I will, mate.
I think I have come to the conclusion, the one thing at least, because I watch in the UK, I can at least work the day out and still not have to completely sleep on it.
True. And you're not in a footy bubble, so no one around you's talking about it.
No, not as much. No. So that's another thing. So it's you could try and disassociate a little bit. I don't do it very well, but you could at least try.
What's on for the rest of your day now?
Not particularly much, really. It's been building a business at the moment. Been busy 8 months, so just continuing the grind.
Mate,
but I won't be watching that replay. I'll tell you that much.
No, not at all. Well, see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday for us to give a great effort and Nick Dacos to kick the sealer on us. Again. I can already fucking see it.
Oh my goodness, it's Collingwood next week. Good night, mate, or good afternoon, good morning. See ya. Oh, dude, it's Collingwood next week. Now, Bill. Hey, man.
Hey, Terry.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Mate, I am, having a jolly good time.
Terry, I'll keep it, I think, a little bit shorter. But at the start of the season, I was thinking going for Carlton feels like you're in a sort of a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to feel like I'm in a 20-year soulless marriage. So that's the sort of how I'm feeling. So not great, but I think one thing I want to talk about is where's the president? We've got a new president. We haven't heard a peep from him. I think his name is what, Rob Priestley, or it's 3 rounds in. We haven't heard anything. I mean, Sayers. We say what we want about Sayers, but he sent emails. He was front and center. Like we don't know it. We don't know anything about this new president. I don't know whether that's
No,
deliberate, whether that's
for all the criticism of Sayers, I fucking take my respect. He came on the podcasts, on the channels. He did a live show. Like, respect. You know, whether what he said was spin or whatever, like, I will always show respect for him doing that, because that showed me genuine initiative to step into the furnace, so to speak, and get on the ground and talk to the people. And again, full credit. He's the only one that was willing to really step in. And because I mean, to do it live as opposed to do it pre-recorded is a totally different situation. So I'll always make sure that that's remembered. Yeah, the ending was, I still can't believe it happened, but you know, he did great things too.
No, I agree. I think you summed it up well. It was a poor ending, but yeah, he felt, I felt like he was a president that took ownership, and he was front and center. And I think that's important, especially now we're 0-3. We've got Collingwood next week. I saw something in the age where during the Richmond game, he was sort of in the opposition room. I don't know. He was in some president's function, and fair enough. They're busy people and they're doing their thing. But geez, it'd just be a nice to, I don't know, have a president that fronts up. So I don't know. To me, that's a little bit disappointing, a little bit frustrating. And yeah, just resigned. But I mean, back to talking about the footy. I don't know where it goes from here. We play Collingwood. I don't know. I don't see how we beat them. But if we do, we're sort of 1-4. It's not that great. I think Paulo said it. We're 1-4. We're not that great. But hey, we play. I'm delusional, Terry, and I like being delusional. But then we play West Coast and North. Couple of wins there. Who knows? It might be this. It might kickstart our season. But the other way you can easily look at it is we lose to Collingwood, we lose to West Coast, we lose to North. We're 0-6, and then it's the knives are really going to come out for Vossi. And look, personally, I don't think he's a great coach. So I don't mind taking Voss, but I also understand that it's not just Voss, it's the players, it's the club, it's the board, it's the president, whatever it is. There's something really putrid in this club, or at this club, and has been around for 20, 25 years. And finally, just the game plan. I mean, I remember it was Pagan's Paddock, and we used to bomb it long. 30 years later, we're doing the same thing. Bomb it long. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I'm frustrated. More than anything, I think I'm just sad, Terry. Just sad. It's not the start we wanted. This was the year. We thought it was last year. We thought it was the year before, but geez, and yeah, I don't know. Just genuine sadness. And the way we're playing, North will beat us not in 2 or 3 weeks. And I don't want to look that far ahead, but Collingwood will beat us. West Coast aren't that bad anymore. They put up a fight last week. They won't be easy. And North looked okay as well last week, so could get very ugly very quickly.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Nah, thanks for having me, Terry. That's all from me.
All right. See you, man. Jesse, American Crows fan, but I feel bad for the Blues fans right now. Yeah. I found a positive. There was no Freddie Mercury. There was Freddie Mercury. It was there. Eliana, could I shout out Hippo Tippo number 59? What is this? Eliana, what have you done there? I don't know what that is. Oh. Anyway, all right. Let's power through these. Work towards a finish. I've got quite a few of you left. Wow. All right. Jez. Hey, mate.
How you going, Terry?
Good, mate.
Look,
How are you?
I went with a friend who's just but I was just going to say I don't think we're done. Everyone else says we're done, right?
Yeah.
I think Voss is. It's easy to say that, isn't it? I think Voss is a good player manager, but I think we've got the worst coach out of the league in modern thinking, and it just comes up. Like, I think his brutal plan and playing the game right, and I've been thinking, we've had a friend, right, that we just get worn out. Our game is old style, how he plays, compared to other teams like Hawthorn, even Adelaide, etc., right? They spread, they look, we bomb, we brutal. I don't know, that's the reason we're leading for 3 quarters and we're just tired out, the way we play. Like, as you said, like no other team plays this sort of football anymore. And I think if Voss was sacked, right, and they took Longmire or whatever, I don't think it's the end of the year, personally. I just think Voss, if you remember his record at Brisbane, and I know he's at Port too, and I'm not saying he's a bad person, but I think he's a terrible tactician of the game, and I don't think he makes the moves he makes. The players like Frankie Evans, I don't know if he deserved the game, and you pointed out players, etc.
I didn't mind him. I didn't. I thought, okay, maybe towards the end of the game, he didn't do as much. I liked some of his moments early, to be honest.
But what I'm saying is, I think we have got the players, and no Jago thing about, but I think the way we're getting coached, we're 3 quarters. Well, last games we've been leading at half time at least, right? And I think we're just worn out. The way that compared to other sides, and they just seem to be more fresh. I mean, I don't like Voss's conferences like we were, getting better and, whatever, etc. But it was close because it seems like I know it's going to happen, and everyone's saying, it doesn't. Some people saying it's not good to sack a coach after 3 or 4 games, but I think we weren't good last year either for numerous games, right? And I think in the last couple of years, I think it's been the players. We've got 2 Coleman medalists, Brownlow medalists, Jake Wiedering, Tom De Koning, and a few other players, But again, I really doubt, and my friend doubts, I'm talking to family, our game plan is really, and I'm really scared about keeping Voss, unfortunately. And I know we've sacked coaches, but maybe you just have to get the right coach, and I know there's people behind the board like Lloyd and, and Brad and things that should probably go too. But, and I don't think they're anything fantastic either, and I think there's probably toxic substance at Carlton, unfortunately, whatever's happening. We don't know.
I reckon,
We've got Harry
you know what?
McCoy and...
Yeah.
Yep.
I reckon we can insert some honesty for a start.
What?
Like true, like real, like honesty.
I would love honesty because we never
think
get
that,
honesty.
Like just real, authentic, honesty.
Yeah,
I think there's a start. So,
but if we did sack the coach, not saying today, whatever happens, right? And we say our game plans completely changed to a modern thing. I wonder if we've got the players. I wonder if we would do better. Because you can say recruit players and rebuild, but they just don't seem to be able to do 4 quarters with the football they're playing.
That's true.
That's how I see it, watching it.
That's fair. That's fair. What's on for the rest of the weekend, Jared?
Forgetting about football. I think it's just been the last 3 weeks has been hard to manage. I mean, I thought we'd win tonight, personally, but I don't know. I still think we've got key players. I mean, but
Yeah.
whatever's happening, I wish like yourself and everyone, we had the solution. But it's only the solution I can think of. I know the board and everything else, but the coach, because I think, again, and I've said it, we're probably the worst coach side in the league. We get out-coached every week.
Yep. Thanks for calling in, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
Beachy. Hello, mate.
Good evening, Terry. How are we going?
We are entering the deep, dark depth of the evening on the fan cams where things just get different.
Is that the Twilight Zone in the distance? Because that's where I believe 2023 has ended up after tonight. We now find ourselves sitting 0-3, trying not to look back after finding ourselves in a position to win again, only to be run over by a red, white, and blue machine that refused to give in.
Yeah, that is exactly the way to describe the Dogs. They didn't panic after the first quarter, and they just chipped away at it. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, someone, I thought I saw somewhere that we were in front for 110 minutes of the game, and they were in front for 10 minutes of the game. Something like that.
It was 15 minutes for the Bulldogs. They were in front for 15 minutes, but I think the number for us was correct. They were in front for about 15 minutes and 5 seconds. Someone can confirm that for me. But yeah, and Kemp keeping us in it, fantastic. Cripps doing his usual stuff, fantastic. Norton staying quiet until late. Would have liked him to stay quieter, but here we are. And then Liberatore putting the team on his back and saying, F this, I'm going to take us over the line.
Yeah. What happens now? What's next? I mean, at the end of the day, Beachy, all we do is just have these conversations every week about what's wrong, show up the next week, have the same conversations. Yeah, we might. I mean, I dare say we're going to win some games at some point, right? Is that unreasonable?
I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
All right, fine. I'm an entitled Carlton supporter with unreasonable expectations, and okay, is it now unreasonable to just expect just some wins, like 11, 12? Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an entitled Carlton supporter who's unreasonable, then make that two of us, because none of us thought we were going to go 0-3, and I refuse to sit here and listen to people say we're going to go 0-6. I refuse, because if we go 0-6, the Wolves are at the door. Not just for the players, but for the board and for the coach. And the fans will start coming to the front door of the club, asking questions and expecting answers. And they're going to be hard questions with hard answers that the fans are going to want. We don't want that. None of us want that. That's reality. But the reality is, if we keep going down this path, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Where are you? I don't see the library. You seem to be somewhere different.
Oh, I'm in the study. The library's behind me. I was just taking care of some things on a computer, and I thought I might as well get in here while I have an opportunity.
You wearing the collars?
Yeah, I am. I'm wearing the collars.
Yeah. Well, Beachy, I look forward to speaking to you after a win, mate. I really do. I miss it.
So do I, mate. And I wanted to be against Collingwood next week, but after tonight, the effort and the intensity was there, and the Dogs ran over us late. But can you see us beating them? Seriously?
No. I would
Neither
need to
can I.
fantasize. I would need to start talking about, well, the Bombers came off a 5-day break and they found
No, we're past that, mate. We are well past that. And if we have to look back at that, well, then we might as well relive the 2023 semi-final and not look forward at all. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Mate, you have a good night. Get a good sleep, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, too easy, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
See ya. Mark. Zach.
It's that time of night, I reckon. Hit the cast. Right, what's the time? 1:30. Fuck.
It's getting like Delulu at the moment.
Oh god, how good was Sean's fan cam? By the way, I know you said it, but
dude, mate,
spoke really well.
Yeah, every now and again,
start to finish, it was a
gem.
good fan cam.
Every now and again, like a gem just gets found perfect. Yeah.
Like, it was just good all the way from the second he started talking to the second he said goodbye. It was a good, consistent fan cam from the start to the end. How hard is that to do on the footy field? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, it's 2025. It's 2025. We're talking about running out games. Like, it's just, what are we doing, mate? Like,
yeah, man.
I know I was meant to say it heaps of times, but like running out games, that shouldn't be where we are, but it is. It is. I don't get it.
That group is not it. They're not together at the moment.
No.
They're not.
No.
They're not. There's no like love
No.
for each other. Which it's funny because I made fun of Melbourne for talking about when I love each other and all of that. I don't think our boys love each other.
No. And it's all a cliche, I know, to say it's all up here, but it really is. Sometimes the cliches are cliches for a reason. Like, it is actually all up here. They've just got to have the confidence in themselves. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. But it's just, I'll say it again. It's like it's actually 2025 and we're doing this.
Yeah.
I honestly can't believe it. And the positivity of we played well. We did play well, and I was very surprised by it, I'll be honest. Oh, actually, no, maybe I wasn't, because we came off a loss. And, obviously you're going to start out fresh and you're going to start out, with a bang, but, it's all going to crumble, apple crumble in the end. And that positivity, I just think it ended years ago, honestly, like having taking positivity out of a game. For me, like that ended years ago where, we're showing something, we're building, like we've shown so much, and we were not wrong to believe that what we showed last year, the year before was the truth. We were not wrong to believe that was, we're fans, we can get a little bit ahead of ourselves, but these players have to stay, mentally in check.
When did you first come onto the fan cams?
It was 2021. I think it was after we beat Adelaide.
Yo, years are passing by, because what triggered me to say that was what's his name? Thomas came on, and he hasn't been on the fan cam since the last game of 2020.
5 years.
That's 4 full seasons plus a couple of games. I remember you were young. You were like 16, maybe?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'll be turning 20 in August.
Fuck, man.
20. What the fuck?
Wow, years are flying by. And
I know.
It's just we're having the same conversations. We've been having the same conversations for 4 years.
Literally. literally. Because the first time I went on was Adelaide 2021. The roof was open at Marvel, and I think Sardi scored a goal from like 50 out, and we thought we were back. And then the week after, I think we lost to the Waffle team, or that might have been the week before. Oh, geez. No, I don't want to go back there.
It was West Coast into GWS 2021.
That's right. That was around the time. Yeah.
Oh, well.
How? And everything was going wrong then, and we were losing. Everything seemed to be going right tonight for us. Everything seemed to be going right. Lewis Young was flashing him from 50 out in a slight angle. I mean, I know that's been said a few times as well, but like what more do you need to win games? What more does this team need? Like, I know there's been a few people saying the list isn't good enough, but it was at a point. Like, we were there. We were right there.
Well, I mean, we were. I watched a video earlier today. It was a clip from the fan cams after we beat Geelong round 15 last year, and I was talking to Pommy, and we were getting so excited because we were saying, like, Terry, he was saying, like, it's here, it's tangible, it's real. It was there, man. It was there. It was all there. And now it's not.
Feel real, didn't it?
And now I don't know if it's going to come back.
No. And back then, I remember 2023 when we lost to Essendon, I was like, no, this is wrong. I was in denial then. Now I'm believing it, and I'm almost expecting what's going to happen. And that's really wrong. Like, if I'm thinking that, if I'm expecting what's going to happen, and I'm sitting 50 meters in the stands, imagine what the players and coaches are thinking when they know what's going to happen, but they just don't have the tactical nous to actually change anything of it. And for me, it all harkens back to, I know it's a bit of a broad thing, the Constitution, where it says, the club serves to win premierships. When I read that on the Carlton Constitution, it just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know about you. Like, I read it on the Carlton Constitution, and then I know about, the broader Carlton world. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me that they say they want to win premierships. But
I remember we addressed this, was it 2021 maybe? And they had the Carlton Football Club exists, and it had like a list of things, and winning premierships, I remember, was 4 or 5 down. And then they actually moved it up to A. But yeah, that's the reality. It's more than football. It does more than football.
Yeah. Well, it's not first not Constitution, because I just looked at it. I've literally never looked at it. And I can't believe it's one Google search away. So I looked at it and I was like, it says it there. It says it right there. They want to win premierships. And it just feels like a kind of like a here. Take it. You're a fan base that expects so much. Take it. Here. We want to win a premiership. But I don't think they actually do. I don't think they actually do.
Yeah. Zach, thanks for calling in, mate.
Pleasure as always. Have a good one, or at least try to.
I will.
Bye-bye.
See ya. All right. I'm withering away. We've got 3 more. We've got Lewis, Aiden, and Kyle. Lewis.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so the timer. How many minutes are we going for now?
Oh, if you could do 2 minutes, that would be unreal.
All right, 2 minutes. It starts now. We've done it again. We've done it again. We blew another lead. We've done it again. Oh, this team, man, I'm telling you. I've said it last week. I'll say it again. We rely too much on individuals instead of system. And it really is annoying. We rely on Wiedering to be this amazing wall. We rely on Cripps and Hewitt. All these individuals step up. We rely on Charlie Kerner and kick a bag. The problem is with us, man, we don't play like others are saying. We don't play with each other. We don't, unite. We're not strong. Get together. We're like weak. Our bottom 6 players are not stepping up. And it's like, you look at other teams in the competition, like if we are winning by 30 points, it doesn't feel like 30 points. It feels like 15 points because you just know, like, oh, I'm going to step up. Oh, we're going to do this. I'm going to do that. We become unpredictable and become inconsistent. It's starting to look like we are not a good, consistent team anymore. And it really frustrates us as supporters because we come here, we're committed, and we are, trying to stick thick and thin with this club because we love this club. We'll do anything for this club. We will always be there for them. But it's hard because they don't do it. They don't reciprocate it. But with the results, with the on-field performance, and the way I'm thinking right now, I feel like Graham White is angry, and he has every right to be because the players are not doing the job, and Michael Voss is not coaching right. For me, I feel like Michael Voss needs to go, but I'm hoping he changes around. But so far, I'm just not seeing any light of the tunnel right now. And there you go. That's my 2 minutes up. Done.
Mate, that
Simple
was
as that.
fucking brilliant. It's fantastic. Love your work.
But I want to say this before I go. To all the
Yeah.
supporters, I want to say to Terry, thank you so much because you are committed here. You've been 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's so much more commitment than some of the players. Unbelievable. And you know what? You gave us such a good community, such an amazing chance to interact with each other and give our opinions out. So it means a lot that you are able to do this. Well, 2 hours, yet the players can't even play for 2 hours. So you know what?
Mate, my job's easy. I sit here on a chair and just listen.
Exactly. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. Have a good night and go. Oh, actually, I'm not going to say anymore. I feel emotionally drained now.
Go Blues, mate. Go Blues.
Go
Do
Blues.
it. See you, mate. Kyle.
Hi, how are you?
Good, mate. Have you been on the fan cams before?
Yeah, I think 2021. I know. Same. I guess I want to discuss. People point the finger at Voss all the time, and they point the finger at the players, and it's just where I fail to see where a lot of the supporters, where I feel different from a lot of people, is I don't think sacking Voss will do anything at the moment. I think the only thing it'll do is cause more divide in the club, more lack of unity, more lack of questions. Like, I have family that work in high up positions in corporations, and like, if a company is failing, you're not looking at the employees, you're looking at the people at the very top. And it's clear to me that even if you think that Voss was the wrong appointment, why are we looking at the people that why are we looking at the people like Voss, like Hansen, like the players? Why aren't we looking at the people that are appointing these people in the first place if you believe you got it wrong? I don't get it, honestly.
I love it.
And it's unfortunate, but the club has this corporate identity. There's no heart and soul into it anymore. And I'm sure that there are people in the club that care about it and love it to bits, like JSOS, Carlton royalty as far as his family bloodline. I'm sure he cares, and a lot of the players do. But there's a point where we need to be knocking on the doors of outside Icon Park and saying, guys, respectfully, we don't want to be disobedient, but please come and talk to us. Like something, because we're losing our club, man. Like, we're losing it.
I think I'm coming to the realization that it was lost a long time ago.
Well, it was lost after the John Elliott stuff and the Cap saga.
I think when we left I don't really remember leaving Princess Park. I don't have proper memories of Princess Park, but based on the stories, it's just never been the same, and the essence is different. Now, I've also thought about this too. Is the club, this is just one big glorified bush league, the AFL, right? Like, that's what this all is. It's one big community league. That's honestly what it is. There are a couple of clubs who have hundreds of thousands of 100,000 members, and I just don't know if we have what it takes to run a club when it gets to a certain size. Now, you can say, well, other clubs do. I just don't think we have the right people to run the football club for the football. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, sorry, I cut you off. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. That's all
I just think like you look at it like clubs, like I'm going to look at other codes, for instance, and the way they run each other, they run like within the unity of the supporters. They listen. Like you look at like when what was it, Lyon was struggling in the French league. Like the players went and listened to the supporters and their frustration, and like I get that there has to be that barrier because people take it too far, and obviously that's not acceptable, and we don't want people to be personally insulting these players and doing horrible stuff to them. But like, I don't know. Like you look at Real Madrid, you look at Barcelona, you look at uh, Man City. Like there's this identity that they have, that they're in connection with the soul of the club, and we just don't have it.
No, we don't. We don't. How do we get it?
How do we get it? Well, that's the thing, man. Like I see people look at making these suggestions of sack Voss and the this and that, but like there's no solution. They're not bringing up solutions to the ideas. I mean, my solution would be why don't we, like, wasn't it Richmond 2011 or 2012? A lot of their fans went and protested over the issues of their club.
Maybe I don't remember, but maybe yeah.
Yeah, I think something like that has to happen, and someone's got to show, and it has to be the people that are appointing the ones below them. That's just me, man.
No, that's fair. Hey, I appreciate you coming on and sharing. That was a great way to finish up.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this for us. Thank you for allowing us the platform to speak, and I hope you have a good night and good weekend.
Go Blues, mate.
Go Blues. See ya.
See ya. And there's another one in the books. That one went pretty quickly. Not gonna lie. Oh, dude. That was such a classic Carlton performance. That was classic, the way that they lost that game. You can't even get mad at it. I mean, you can get mad at it, of course, but you can't even get mad as if you've never seen it before. It was so typical. The way that they lost that game tonight. Oh man. Whatever. Whatever. I've said this so many times. I just the joy I find in experiencing football now is through this. Like, that's where the joy is. Because the football ain't doing it. The football's painful. The football is painful to watch. The football club is painful to watch. I fundamentally disagree with so much that's happening at the football club. But like, to feel a part of something, and that essence and that connection that I feel, it's here. Whatever this is, it's here. So I actually enjoyed tonight. I think a part of me gave up on the season tonight. You know, I don't like giving up. I don't like it. I like holding on. I don't, but I'm really trying to navigate through how to experience this to the point where it's not to my detriment or anyone's detriment. Like, yeah, we can fucking yell and scream and sack everyone every week, and we probably still will, but I don't know. It's like I gotta repurpose. I feel like I gotta repurpose it. Otherwise, like, if I'm not enjoying this, I ain't doing it. That's always been the way. So, anyway, that's my bit. Thanks for being here. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel and you are watching, please hit the subscribe button. It's free. Actually need 6 more subscribers to get to 14,500. That would be nice. Doesn't really matter, but that would be nice. If you're not a member and you'd like to become a member of the channel, the link to the monthly membership is in the live chat. It's $10 a month, or if you would prefer to pay annually, you can pay annually, $100 a year. I'm going to put that link in there as well. Become a member of Blue Abroad, get access to all the giveaways, for priority access to all the ticket giveaways. We've got heaps of prizes. I've got so many things hanging there that I'm going to give away. I don't even know if you want them anymore, but no, there's some pretty cool items there. Early access to videos and also discount code to use at the shop. But ultimately just a way to support the channel. So if that's something you're interested in doing, you can. Otherwise, just be here. And that's also how to support. Be here, watch, like, subscribe, do your thing. And yeah, fuck it, man. Let's just try and enjoy it. Try and enjoy it. We shouldn't. I don't think we should. You got to hurt, and I'm very careful with what I'm about to say. Like, I don't want us to stop caring because the apathy is the death. And I don't want that to die. I think the passion's important, and I think the club are aware of that. It'd be worse if no one was calling in tonight because no one gives a fuck. That'd be worse. Like, that'd be the real death. So in some ways we're keeping some spirit here. Whatever. It's fucking 1:53 in the morning and there's 930 of you here. Have a great night. See you tomorrow at some point for the review. Go Blues.